thousandths of a second. There's the shot, and the game's over, and the Pistons have won the World Championship. Back to back.
Because we worked so hard, and I wanted this one more than any of the last 3 trips. I don't know why, just because I love it. These guys have worked so hard to do it.
Make no attempt to reload your device. You are now entering the Hellhole.
Welcome back to the Hellhole. Welcome back to 1990X. Are you ready? I am internet sensation Mick Lucifer, and growing up in the 90s, I love video games. I also loved sporting games. This is kind of blowing my mind. We're gonna go back in time today to 1990. This is not a hoax. This is not a dream. These are unopened packets. Where are we? Unopened packets of NBA hoops from 1990. It's kind of blowing my mind that this is a possible thing 33 years later. But it's not maybe as exciting as it first seems, because this series was not one of my favorites. You can see here I got a little stack. These are the only ones that I could find in my personal archives. I had to just send the many rings of the Hellhole to find these classic cards, but this was not one of my favorite sets. I like it. I do like it, and I'm very excited to crack into some more. 1990 was a good time. I mean, this is a great time for the NBA. The early 90s, that's my sweet spot. A little bit of late 80s too. Love a bit of that. But you know, before we break into these, we got to establish what we have, so we know when we have doubles. We got to know when we're getting more of the set. I'm nowhere near a full set, obviously. I don't have that many. I do have. Let's just get this out of the way. For some reason, somehow, I wound up with like some 89. I must have had one pack of 89. I didn't finish my thought too. So the 1990 NBA hoops. Usually like trading cards were, NBA trading cards were big in the early 90s around here. You'd be able to get them all kinds of places, news agents. There were dedicated card stores. I presume that's something a lot of people would know about. So there were trading card stores, there were news agents, department stores, things like that. They would sell, they would just have a box on the counter or something. You'd grab what you want. But usually they would cycle out pretty reliably. Once the year's done, they're gone. But these showed up so I played basketball for the school team in primary school, and these showed up maybe as late as like 96 at the big sheds where we'd play games, where the courts were. So these ones, my thinking is they must have like flooded the market with these, because you can still find factory sealed boxes, you know, for purchase. So I don't think 1990 NBA hoops are necessarily rare or valuable. Look, this is just an interest I'm interested in going back, but so I must have got like a pack of 89 somewhere because I got who we got. Derek Cheevius, Derek Cheevis. I'm not even gonna know half these names. Robert Reed, I remember him. For the Hornets, you can see I'm repping the Hornets. I'm thinking maybe when do the Hornets get good? I mean, I got 33. I'm in my old Alonzo Mourning singlet jersey. Yeah, Alonzo Mourning, Larry Johnson, Muggsy Bogues. That's the trio. That's the, I don't know. Robert Reed's all right. You know, why not? We got Bill Hanslick. Bill Hanslick, sure, why not? Vinnie Johnson, you know, he's okay. Good year for the Pistons. James Donaldson. Doug Moe. Give it up for Douglas Moe, coach of the Nuggets. Anybody from Denver in the house? Doug Moe. I don't know why I find that hilarious, but I do. Douglas Moe. So those are the 89s. My thinking is like trading cards, huge market, surplus. We have down here. We have like Easter show. Different states have it at different times of the year, and you get show bags. I don't know if this is something people outside of Australia would understand. Show bags where it's like, you know, it's just branded. You get your little plastic bag, which is sort of like a squarish rectangle, bunch of merchandise, and for a while there, like maybe 1 year in particular, there was like the trading card collector's bag, and it was something insane. It was like $2, and it's just full of packs of cards. So I'm thinking that might be how I got 89. I might have just come across them in the wild. I'm not really sure. But like I said, so the 1990s, they stuck around. I think they must have flooded the market because you could get them, and I don't think I might have got one pack or something. I don't know when I got these. I probably got these closer to 1990, although I'm not sure. Anyway, let's get into it. Let's establish what we have. Charles Barkley, look at that. All-Star card. What a thrilling start. So they got like I guess they start with the All-Stars, which is an interesting way to go. I like that because there's sort of like a sense, I thought, you know, like when I was a kid, I always thought like the number one card, that the lower numbers are the significant ones, but then a lot of the series I think are just in order of teams and then like players numbers or whatever. So card 1, not usually significant, but here it is. We got the first card. Sir Charles Barkley, obviously a great player. Everybody knows Charles Barkley. I don't know that I'm gonna, like, I don't know all the stats. I don't know that I'm gonna be, if you're a diehard NBA fan, if you love this period, just come along with me for the fun. I'm not necessarily going to remember great stats or information. I'd say the big thing for me, like as a fan of the NBA, you know, it wasn't necessarily easily accessible, and that's what made the trading cards so significant to the fandom of NBA, because I was just relying on whatever videotapes I could get my hands on, like at rental stores. There'd be, at some point in the 90s, you could reliably on the weekend, you'd get like the game of the week, and they would sometimes play classic games, so I guess that's how I got into some of the 80s stuff. Some of the videotapes were like 80s stuff as well as early 90s, but it was tough to get like full games back then. You know, VHS tapes generally, I mean, the tapes were often disappointingly short. They're like an hour, and often just like compilations, which were good because you get a lot in them, but as a kid growing up, I always wanted to see like full games. Just wasn't happening very often. So the trading cards were great because you'd get to know all the players, you'd get to know the stats and things like that. And obviously NBA Jam, like video games, come through and stuff. Please just excuse me for a moment. We're live, pal. I was shoveling spicy food in my mouth before I ran in here, so that's what happened. I did rinse my mouth out for my benefit, not yours. So Charles Barkley, that's where we're at. We got to get through this. Come on, quit stalling, kid. We got to play it. Check it out. Irvin Johnson. As a kid, significant that it's his actual name, Irvin, because so often he was Magic Johnson, and everybody knows him as Magic Johnson. Here he is, All-Star card. Very exciting. Like I said, this wasn't my favorite series, but getting your favorite characters, favorite players, you know, that was always cool. Magic Johnson, loved him. Loved the Magic Johnson, Larry Bird mythology. That was something, obviously, like videotapes and stuff. You're able to get your hands on that stuff, and it was exciting. And I guess we're at a period like I pulled the Detroit celebration for the championship of 89-90. That was off the top. So you got to go back if you're joining me live, because we're live. We're on Twitch. You'll see this in the archive. Yeah, kind of a turning point because is it like for 10 solid years or more? You had the Boston and Los Angeles, the Lakers and the Celtics really dominating the whole scene. And then here we are in this year. This set is 1990, but I guess the champions would have been the 89-90 champions. So it's the Detroit Pistons. So it's kind of a key moment in time. Let's just get through this. John Battle. Who's that? The Atlanta Hawks. I don't like that logo. My problem with that logo is always that you can see it's like a falcon. Not a falcon. It's a hawk. The Atlanta Hawks. This is going to be a whole thing too, because this era of teams, like the jumpers, or the shirts, jerseys, singlets. We call them singlets. I know that's not something Americans do. The teams, their locations, and all that. This is the NBA that I know, that still lives in my heart and mind. I know a lot of the teams have moved around and stuff, and obviously they changed the strips and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, going back, this logo always bugs me because yes, you can see it's like the profile of a hawk, but it's so easy to look at it the wrong way. It's some sort of like demented Pac-Man. If you didn't see it before, you see it now. The actual character is here, like here on this left side, but I'm looking at this. I'm looking at the empty space, which has the full circle. Anyway, that's silly. Carry on. Brad Davis, you know, the Mavericks, not really my team. We were talking about this in the Discord chat recently. Here we go, Akeem Olajuwon. So as a youngster, I think it's the next year, he's Hakeem with an H. And it's like, what's the deal? Did some knucklehead at the hoops get it wrong? Was the NBA misinformed? Did they screw it up? Did they forget the H? So apparently he changed his name. He was answering to Akeem up until, I think, 1991, when he feels he corrected it. And I'm trying to remember, is it an Arabic name or I forget the name origins, but essentially Akeem is an African variant on I think an Arabic name or an Islamic. Oh my god, should have done my research, but this was anyway. Yeah, so we changed his name, and so that made this card like a standout for this set. Apart from the fact that like Akeem Olajuwon's a great player, and obviously loved seeing him. But yeah, made this card a little bit more significant, and so I guess he played for a few years as Akeem. Yeah, man, he's with Houston for years. There's your stats. That's what you want. I like the card setup. The back is more compelling to me than the front, which is maybe one of the reasons I didn't particularly like this set. But it's cool. You get your mugshot, you get your details, birth, place of birth, height, all that stuff. I mean, with the cards, you gotta have the heights. That was a huge drawer of interest. Akeem Olajuwon, 7 foot even. Very good. Interesting. The compositions of the cards, I feel like, are not always they're not always well considered. I like this. This is pretty good, but there's a lot of dead space here, so I got mixed feelings. Maybe we gotta pay attention to the composition a little bit. See, this is good where you've got like most improved for the Miami Heat, and it's sort of like a good action pose. He's a center. He's in the action. He's dribbling the ball. You got some nice sense of the crowd. At least it fills it out. You've got a rival player. It's not the strongest composition, but it's good. Ronnie Seekley, he's pretty good. I always thought he was alright. Let's move it on. We gotta get through this and then start ripping into those packs. Alvin Robertson, fair enough. Milwaukee Bucks, not a team that I was particularly intrigued by. Trent Tucker from New York Knicks, sure. Regular card for Charles Barkley. Always nice when you get you gotta load up on the star players. So I was clearly getting some Charles Barkley mojo in my packs because I got the All-Star card and I got this one. Playing for the 76ers at this point. Does he end up at Phoenix? Is it the next year? Or is that right? I think that's right. From one star to another, Clyde Drexler. Loved Clyde Drexler growing up. Clyde the Glide. Portland Trailblazers. Portland, when did the runners up? I think it was this year, so like 89-90. I think Detroit beat. Yeah, I mean, it's in the intro. How can I forget? Yes, they beat Portland. Kevin Duckworth, he's okay. He's one of your, like, one of you guys. Good years for Portland and the Trailblazers. Jerome Kersey, why not? Ralph Sampson, the Kings. Not the most compelling team at the time, as I recall. Maybe I'm thinking of later years, but the Kings. Are they Sacramento? Yeah. Sacramento, I won't stay, but I'll be sure to come back when the Lakers beat the Kings in May. Sean Elliott, rookie card, that's kind of cool. He's a good sort of mainstay for the Spurs. Does he end up somewhere else? He might. That's pretty nice. Rookie cards, always of note. Steve Johnson for the Supersonics. Blue Edwards, rookie card. Another guy, he's alright. Blue Edwards. Memorable for the name. His actual name's Theodore. I couldn't remember. Theodore Edwards. That's alright. We've had the spoiler. The mailman, Karl Malone. Definitely a player who I liked a lot growing up. Didn't necessarily know about some of the indiscretions going on in his private life. Don't know that he's necessarily a guy who's going to be real popular right now. But back then we didn't know, and didn't know what was going on over there in Utah. The Utah Jazz, we gotta sit down with the NBA and work this out. Because as much as I've romanticized this period for the Utah Jazz, we gotta get New Orleans to be the Jazz, and then, I don't know, we'll work out something else for Utah. I think we had like a triangle of trades of brands. I don't know. This card's a little bit basic. He's sort of like moving towards the hoop. I don't think it's a free throw, but judging by the legs, the pose of these photos is something you got to consider. I don't know how much, like in '89, how good the photography was. Obviously, there's like brilliant photography of games and stuff, but in terms of choosing what you've got for your cards, I'm not sure. Is it kind of dictated somewhat by what you've been able to capture? I don't know that this is necessarily a strong design choice. It doesn't represent Karl Malone's play style to me. It's kind of, what is he really doing? Is he about to pass? Is he about to shoot? Is he going for a dunk? I don't know. Let's carry on. Chris Ford, Celtics coach, as far as coaches go, it's a good one, I guess. The coach cards are always interesting. Gene Littles, Charlotte on the cusp of greatness. Dick Versace. Alrighty then. That sounds good to me. Bill Fitch, coaching the Joysies, the Joyzy Nets. Jerry Sloan, Utah coach. I like Jazz. I thought Jazz were okay. When I was getting this Alonzo Mourning, I was sort of like in the department store. I got to choose. They're pretty expensive at the time. Who am I going to get? For a little while, I was thinking David Robinson. Karl Malone might have been in the mix. I went with Alonzo Mourning. He was kind of like the fresh choice. I liked Alonzo Mourning because he was kind of like an all-rounder. Too early. 1990s, too early for Alonzo Mourning, I believe. Checklist. Back in the day before the internet, I guess, were there Beckett magazines around this time? I didn't get into Beckett's until a little bit later. And I don't know why I really got into Beckett's. I mean, I guess, the trading card stores, the scene was big. You did want to know values. You wanted to know, like, if you had something valuable for trading purposes or getting, like, cash or store credit. There were a few different trading card stores I like to go to back in those days. It was exciting and fun. Good time to have a hobby like that. So the checklist was good because you'd know, like, what cards were what. You wouldn't necessarily know what was in the set. Checklist cards were actually useful back then. Danny Ferry, Cleveland Cavs, rookie. I like this. I like including these sort of like these older characters, these players, and interesting sort of little bit of a design. I don't know Wes Unseld, 68 to 81. Is that? Man, he's MVP and Rookie of the Year in 1969. Hall of Fame in 1987. So you get like a good playing photo, and I guess he was a coach. So you get him present day. But I like this. I like, keeping the classics in the mix. And I gather like these days you can get Jordan cards and stuff in sets. And it's a mixed bag because it feels like, particularly these, like now, it feels like we're so in a grip of nostalgia. We're so dominated by the past, and who am I to talk? We're looking at NBA hoops from 1990. I'm participating in it. I'm feeling the same way. I'm not, because I don't really follow the current NBA. I stopped I stopped in the 90s basically. It got harder to follow just in general in terms of actually accessing games. I didn't have cable. Cable TV was a little bit of a luxury down here in Australia. Not a lot of people had it sort of day to day. It was out there. It wasn't impossible to have, but average Joes didn't really do it. Pay TV was not popular. You had to invent streaming to reverse engineer the concept of pay TV to trick people into thinking it was a good idea. What a fuss that is, but let's not get into it. Wes Unseld's good. But yeah, so I'm not following now, but is Mike Dunleavy equivalent to Jordan now? Then I don't know. The passage of time is different. The way we retain old things is different. There's a similar cyclical nature and of nostalgia, and just the natural progression of aging and then looking back, and that there's a natural cycle there, and we are experiencing that to some degree, but I would argue that it's different. It is different. I think numerically you could probably calculate it and study it. Let's move on. I love this. I love adding in some you got great photography. I like this. Throw in some painted stuff, some artists' renditions, and this is a really good one. I like this. You get multiple looks, and it serves as a team checklist as well. But it's it's Chris Morris on the art. You get to know all your Nets players. Mookie Blaylock be one that stands out in my mind. Another Clyde Drexler, loved that. Drexler was cool. I liked seeing his stuff. It's interesting too, again, I think I was watching videotapes and stuff, but I never had a sense of, so Portland lose to the Detroit Pistons. I didn't know the bad boy reputation of Detroit, or if I did, it didn't sink in for whatever reason. So Isaiah Thomas and Joe Dumas and those guys, roughing up Jordan or whatever. I didn't absorb that at all. I just saw the rivalry and the tension of the sport and the competition. Clyde Drexler's a good one though. Clyde the Glide. I think didn't NBA for a while there do games where it was the championship teams. I think I rented a few different ones. I probably rented the maybe the Bulls. Did Portland play the Bulls at some point? I'm not sure. Nah, I don't know. Dennis Scott rookie card. How about that? Looking swank in a suit. Mixes it up. I like that. Smaller arc. I mean, this arch, we haven't really talked about it. That's one of the things that I didn't particularly like about this set, was sort of the silver. A lot of dead space with the silver to make the arch. It's a design conceit that, it does something with the photo at least. It creates a design, but because of the arch, there's so much dead space here, and it sort of, particularly as a young kid, I felt like it wasn't as compelling a looking design for a card. Even the 89 ones, just having the colored border, in the team colors, you know, on a white card somehow was a little bit more appealing. Whereas the silver, you know, it's that mixed bag of, like, you know, the technology and the coloring at the time. Silver and gold becomes a selling point, but it's not like a full-on reflective silver. It's a fairly matte finish. Catches the light, particularly, you know, looks like on the camera it's really catching it. I'm not sure the reality is quite as distinct as that, but yeah, not my favorite design. Smaller arch, doing some break in the border, you know, Marvel Snap style, frame break, you know, that kind of stuff. Adding the lottery design and having the stuff in the background, I like that. Jazzes it up a little bit, puts a little bit of magic on it for Orlando's rookie. Who we got here? Paul Westhead, coach of the Denver Nuggets. Who wants to sex Mutombo? Bobby Hansen. So that's my 1990 NBA hoops. Are we gonna crack this thing or what? I forgot to mention that I'm doing this, so I don't think anybody's here. I gotta get those viewer numbers up, man. I'm tanking it. Just give me a sec. I'm just doing something a little bit silly that I should have done before. This is the big moment. Let's get some dramatic build. How about that? Build it up. I don't know what's going on. 33 years later, we are gonna break into this. I got 2 packs, okay? I don't know how many packs are out there. I gotta think at some point. You know, there's a conflict with this, because it's like, I can't believe 33 years later I'm gonna open a packet of 1990 NBA hoops. That's so exciting and intriguing, but by doing this, it means I'm now removing an unopened pack from the world. This experience one day will stop. Even if this series flooded the market, particularly like down here, even if there is an abundance of boxes and unopened packs, that will dwindle. And the prices on this stuff are kind of wild now, you know. $200 for like a sealed box. Probably a little too rich for my blood, if I'm really honest. But I managed to get a couple of packs. I got a deal on it by getting 2. So, look, one day this is, you know, right now this might not be the premium set to go for, but one day this will not happen. And I thought, you know, I got to bring it to the Hellhole, share it with my buddies. So let's do this. You want to see my gnarly, disgusting hands that have been doing who knows what today? This is nuts. I mean, I stopped buying trading cards sort of like in the late 90s, so the trading card arc here in the Hellhole is quite a trip. I'm going back in time. I'm having trouble getting the cards out. The setup is terrible. I used to have a chat called Mixed Desk. You're here on Mixed Desk. That's kind of what these looking at stuff streams are kind of turning into. We're just hanging out on my desk. Today it's all about NBA Hoops 1990. I'm sorry, I peeled the packet a little bit. I wanted to just do the top, but nice like soft plastic. I like these packs. There's like a smooth, I mean, they're probably the soft smoothness, you know, like it glides on itself. Is it self-lubricating? Everyone relax. It's fine. It's probably good for the cardstock. Doesn't scratch it up. If you're a collector, you're going to care about that things. Oh my god. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Right off the top. One of my favorites, Dominique Wilkins. That's what I'm satisfied. This was a good purchase. Grown up, love Dominique Wilkins. Very, very difficult to see those jam competitions, but when he was in it, man, he was probably my guy. He was the guy I was rooting for. Cheated. I think he was cheated some years. Did he win one of the jam competitions? And of course, you gotta have him midair. Look at that, coming in. You know where that ball's going. He is already heated up. He will soon be on fire. He's going to slam that right into that. You just see the little bit of the net poking out. Again, that archway. It's robbing us of the anticipation. Because I kind of like that they've got the full body stretch. He's looking... I mean, man, Dominic Wilkins, he makes it look easy. Cool breeze coming in. He's just like casually coming in. You know, look at him relative to the hoop. He's in the air. He looks like he's just strolling along. He's strolling along through the air. The man is defying gravity, for crying out loud. Look at him. He's magnificent. About to slam it in. Yeah, if the arch wasn't there, we would get just a little bit more of that ring in the net. I think it would be real nice. But I like the frame break. Good design conceit. I can't believe first card in the pack, Dominic Wilkins. That rules. It's 1990, man. It Oh, you kidding me? We got a good one. So, Dominic Wilkins, number 1. James Worthy, number 2. The man in the goggles. You kidding me? Just the first 2 cards. Dominic Wilkins, James Worthy. And players I don't have. Pretty happy with that. That's pretty good. Great Lakers player. You know, playing with Magic Johnson. If you were doing a 1990 NBA Jam team, it would probably be Magic Johnson and James Worthy, I would think. Maybe I'm overlooking somebody. Who we got now? Kevin McHale. I've already forgotten what I've got. Did I have him? Is that a double? For Dominic Wilkins and James Worthy, I'll take a double. That's fine. Kevin McHale, fair enough. Wow. I don't know how to say that name. LaSalle? I don't know why. I feel like very, very rarely is a name ending in E a hard E sound. And yet, so often, you know, don't put a Japanese word in front of somebody. Because they will say a hard E. Anyway, Thompson, this guy, for the Pacers. I don't really remember him. The name kind of rings a bell, that name. I still don't remember how to say it. I'm not going to say something stupid like Lasagna Thompson. That would be inappropriate and embarrassing. Any clues? No, that's his name. He's actually, I was curious if there was a little bit more to this, if there was a real name, and I can confirm this is not his real name. His real name is actually LaSalle Thompson III. We gotta look at that. We got the third here. That's pretty special. I like that. Pretty good. Let's move on. What? This is a good pack, man. Moses Malone? You kidding me? Playing for the Hawks. I'm trying to think. Who do I think of Moses Malone playing for? I can't remember. Maybe the Bucks? Who did Moses Malone play for? Somebody in the crowd, save me. That's cool. That rules. Something about players in goggles or big glasses. I don't know. Moses Malone, though. Not to be confused with Moses Magnum, the Fantastic Four villain. Moses Malone. So we got Dominic Wilkins. A couple of good Cavs. There's your NBA Jam team, by the way. 1990 NBA Jam team. Dominic Wilkins and Moses Malone. That'd be pretty good. Pretty good combo. They should do a new NBA Jam with like just as many players as they can get from all eras and let you make your preferred combo. That's what we need. It's Alonzo Mourning. 5-minute movie guys in the chat. 33, Alonzo Mourning. Had to pull it out. Man, I got this when I was a kid. So like, it's probably good that it was a little bit too big. I guess I got this like in... I don't think it would be much later than 94. Had to squeeze into it. Moses Malone, everybody. That's exciting. Who we got? Randolph Keys for the Hornets. There you go. There's the Hornets. The Hornets are in, but I don't really remember Randolph Keys. Like I said earlier, you know, it's the Alonzo Mourning, Larry Johnson, Muggsy Bogues trio. So a few years later, that's when the Hornets are hot. Everybody wants a piece of them. Nobody remembers Randolph Keys. That's a shame. Sorry, man. John Williams, everybody. He did the Star Wars theme and Superman and Indiana Jones. It's not that John Williams. Just be cool. Who is it? Who's he play for? The Bullets. The Bullets. John Sam Williams. I love that you get the full names. Man, you get little bios. I mean, that's cool. You want the bios. Come on, man. That's cool. Who we got here? Maurice Cheeks. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. This is a good pack. We got some good players in this one. Space Cowboy Maurice Cheeks for the New York Knicks. I mean, you know, it's not Patrick Ewing, but it's pretty good. If you're making your NBA Jam team, you're going to get like Ewing and Cheeks maybe. Mike Woodson. Don't remember him. I'm trying to think, like, you know, it's Akeem Olajuwon, and I don't remember anyone else for the Rockets. These are new packs. I got these. Hey, Horace Grant. when you can't have Jordan, Horace Grant. Yeah, so I got two brand new packs. We got one more to go. This is pretty good. Horace Grant's a good one. Pretty happy with that. Does he play in goggles? Is he another goggle guy? Bring on the goggles. This rules. Joe Dumas All-Star card. This is a great pack. This is nuts. Are you kidding me? We were just talking about Joe Dumas. Good year for it, too. Detroit winning the championship, 89-90. That's pretty cool. Very nice. That's really good. This is great. This is a good decision. I don't regret my choice. I don't remember Johnny Moore for the Spurs. I like the Spurs colors back then, like on the logo. I mean, they're playing the black and white. And I guess sort of silver gray. But I like this logo. That feels very like 1990 to me. With sort of like it's like Miami Vice vibes with the sort of like turquoise teal and the pink. The pink is that sort of, it's a salmon pink, a bright salmon. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, 5 Minute Movie Guy likes it too. This is a good period for most teams. I don't know that there's many I'd change. 76ers, didn't really care about them back then. I don't know that I ever cared about them. Barkley, once Barkley's gone, I mean, who you got then? Sean Bradley at some point? Is he 76ers? Who cares? Orlando Woolridge for the Lakers. Don't really remember him. Hey, playing in number 0 though. You don't worry, you count to us, Orlando. The Allen Iverson era doesn't ring a bell. Yeah, I think I missed that guy. I lived through Jerry Reynolds for the Orlando Magic. Again, a bit like some of these other teams. Like the Magic are gonna blow up in what? Is it 2 years? When does Shaq come in? Maybe 1 year. Maybe it's 2. I think it's 2 years. Orlando Magic, they've got the look. They're just waiting for Shaq. Get back into basketball. I mean, if it was easier to, I might. Occasionally they have games on, but then they don't play the good games. Penny Hardaway, yeah. I mean, Shaq and Penny Hardaway, there's your double. Shut up, Scott Skiles. Nobody cares, man. We want Penny Hardaway. I'm opening pack number 2. Here we go. This is going to be exciting. That pack ruled. That pack could carry this pack. If this one sucks, it's fine. Because that first pack was so good. I can't believe I got all those. I gotta shuffle them into my set. I'm having trouble getting them out. Peeling it open. Look at these disgusting hands. You should not be subjected to that. These mangled, ugly hands. Here we go. I don't think I'm going to be showing up on the hand fetish sites. They're out there, I know that. Cartoonist Kayfabe told me all about the hand fetish sites. Who we got? Holy... Again, I don't know, like, I don't remember this set well enough to remember, but both of these packs, first card on the stack is going off. Man, check this out. Larry Bird. I got a Larry Bird. That's nuts. That first one had Dominic Wilkins, Moses Malone, James Worthy, Joe Dumas All-Star. Like, are you kidding me? Maurice Cheeks, Larry Bird. That rules. This is great. This is the best purchase I've ever made. Chris Mullin. All right. I mean, it's good. Chris Mullin's good, but yeah, I was talking trash about Chris Mullin, what, 2 or 3 days ago? On the box of NBA Hoops 91. Chris Mullin's good, but it's just like, you know, Tim Hardaway's right there. I'd rather have Tim Hardaway, quite frankly. But there's your NBA Jam team. Chris Mullin, Tim Hardaway. What a combo. Who we got? Muggsy Bogues! There you go. This is another good one. We got like 2 incredibly good packs. Muggsy Bogues. The forebearer to the killer trio of Muggsy, Alonzo, and Larry. Like, what a trio that is. And are they the... I think they're the best trio in NBA Jam Tournament Edition too. I don't know that a lot of the trios got the 3 best to that level. That's a great get. Muggsy Bogues. Man, we are filling out like some pretty good additions to what I've already got. James Donaldson, I don't really remember him. I wasn't really into... Can't see... Who was that? The Mavericks. Yeah, I wasn't really into the Mavericks. It's like the Mavericks, Timberwolves, the Bucks. Any of the teams with green that weren't Boston, maybe. They weren't favorites. Greg Grant for the Phoenix Suns. Greg Grant just waiting for Charles Barkley to come and save him, basically. Everybody at the Phoenix Suns. I don't know. I don't remember him. Nick Anderson, rookie card. Don't really remember Nick Anderson. I feel bad that I really just remember the stars. Look, I live on the other side of the planet, the arse end of the planet. We could only access so much. The old Suns logo sucks, you reckon? I kinda like it. I'd have to see one of the newer logos. Maybe I could definitely see how that would be improved on. I like that though. I like just the simple purple and orange. Purple and orange was kind of like a cool combo. Does that change pretty quickly? I can't remember if that logo changes. I feel like there was something else, like when Charles Barkley was playing. Yeah, when Barkley came. Barkley's good. Sorry, Nick Anderson. Not magic enough. Rod Strickland. Man, again, I'm admiring the Spurs colors on the logo. I like that they play in like the black and white and the gray and all that. But the colors on that logo is really good. Reminds me of the times. I don't know, is that very representative of San Antonio though? I don't really know what San Antonio's like. It's pretty good. Who we got? Will Purdue? I mean, that's okay. I don't know. Bulls. The Bulls are heating up right around this time. And of course, like, you know, the Bulls are probably integral to bringing the NBA like down here. Obviously Jordan, Scottie Pippen, all those guys. Will Purdue, you know. Yeah, I'm not buying his jumper, but fair enough. Jerome Lane, vaguely remember him. I wasn't a big Denver guy, but obviously who wants to sex Mutombo? Dikembe Mutombo, he's fine. He's carrying the team. Ah, it's a double. We got 2 Gene Littles. Gene Littles kind of reminded me of like... I don't know, is he like the shyster lawyer in a movie or something? That's the vibe I'm getting here. Cutting the deals. He'll get his in the end. I don't know. Look at the jerseys. That's... I always thought of like the Nuggets... in this period, but the logo and the jumper, it's like they're the Lego team. They look like freaking, like they're covered in like just these little colored squares. I really hated to, like when I was a little kid, I hated that 80s rainbow thing that was like, it's probably a little bit more early 80s, but it lingered. I didn't like it. I guess I've got some sort of negative association with it. I don't know what something about that rainbow. Yeah, but this is the Lego team. Nuggets, forget it. There's no gold rush here. This is the Denver bricks. The Denver Lego bricks. Are you kidding? Scottie Pippen. That's nuts. Both of these packs have absolutely ruled. We were just talking about Scottie Pippen. The Bulls are heating up. Scottie Pippen, an all-star card. That rules. Larry Bird and Scottie Pippen. What a pack. Both of these packs, totally incredible. You know, I was a little bit worried because, you know, these weren't cheap. I got a deal. But this is good. I don't think these cards are really worth a lot, as far as I know. I don't think this is a coveted series. But for like, you know, sentimental sake, this has been great. These are valuable to me. Scottie Pippen. That's awesome. Back to the NBA Lego team. Bill Hanslick. I don't remember Bill Hanslick. He's got a mustache. You got to give him that. This is a double, I think. Derek Mischievous for the Cavs. You know, not necessarily the Cav you're looking for. I don't really remember him, to be honest. I'm sorry. Cliff Livingston. Cliff Livingston, I presume. We got a whole heap of Cavs. I'm gonna put these in with the others that I've got. Bill, hey, what's good, muscle man? Like you're like the uncle at a family get together. Hey, what's good, muscle man? I don't know if that's how you say that. It could be Musselman. He does look like he's yawning. I mean, the coach cards were very rarely the exciting ones. What a couple of good scores though. Let's shuffle these in, and then I'm gonna shuffle out and get some dinner because I'm getting pretty hungry. Let's see. We've expanded. So I guess I didn't get that many because this is what I have. There might be some that I couldn't find. It's about equivalent. So I only ever got a couple of packs. Like I said, I was not as into this set, and I think it probably cycled out. I was probably getting into cards the year after this, much more so, and we'll reconvene on that subject. The trading card arc is real. I got all this stuff in my way. I can't see the numbers. We're gonna let's try to make a visual component as I slot these in. Let's see what kind of a set are we building here. I mean, that becomes the challenge. That probably helped this exercise. The fact that I have so few. And man, I got some great new additions, which is what you always want. You don't want like nothing but doubles. This is very exciting. I can't believe all these years later, 3 decades later, here I am building a set of NBA hoops 1990. That's nuts. This is crazy. I'm glad you're here to share it with me. Sharing the rare splendor. Let's try to speed this along. You know, this is not the most compelling viewing, I'm sure, but we'll get it all in. We'll do a little recap, and then we'll carry on. If you're curious, you can head to the archive where you can see. If you find the Birthday Extravaganza 2, I played a little bit of NBA Jam. That was a lot of fun. You'll get to see my team preference. We kind of touched on them during this little session. You can also find the latest chapter of the Mortal Kombat 1 Lucifer timeline. That's live. We're halfway now. Chapter 7, that's brought us halfway. Check out how the story is developing. It's, I might have liked to spend a bit more time on that chapter. I think I could have sourced that one up a little bit. I even, I've been making some careful music choices. Hopefully the MK fans that are checking it out, they see the details, they maybe appreciate the music and things like that. I didn't change the music for the second location that appears in that particular one. I did that for dramatic reasons because starting a new song wouldn't have had the same drama. We'll see if that is well received by the diehard fans. We're 269, so here we go. Man, I got some good players here. Pretty happy with that. Almost there. If you are checking out the Mortal Kombat 1 Lucifer timeline, there's now, there's 7 chapters, a prologue, so 8 chapters really, plus the sort of trailer intro that sets up one of the key changes to the timeline of this particular story. It's an alternative option to the Mortal Kombat 1 official story. But yeah, what's your favorite chapter? Maybe leave a comment or something. It's over on YouTube. You can find it by searching Mortal Kombat 1 Lucifer Timeline on YouTube, or go to the About section here on Twitch, and you'll find a direct link. What do you reckon? I should buy one of the NBA 2K games. I don't know, man. I don't know if I've got it in me. I'm not sure if I'm up to those games. I think they have some classic players in these NBA games, don't they? That would sweeten it. I don't know. To me, like the best NBA game is still NBA Jam. They have classic teams. Oh, that's cool. That's pretty cool. I don't know if I want to pay the bucks, but pay the bucks for the classic Bucks. Nobody cares about Milwaukee Bucks. What are you talking about? Yeah, I don't know. NBA Jam was always to me the best b-ball game. I used to rent a few of them from Blockbuster back in the day. But yeah, I never got to NBA 2K. Here we go. Let's recap. What is this collection looking like? It's coming together good. We got Charles Barkley, Joe Dumas. These are the All-Stars. Scottie Pippen. That rules. Magic Johnson. Already had that one. Love it. All-Stars are done. John Battle. Let's see. We got a lot of Cavs. Cliff Levingston. Moses Malone. Love it. Dominic Wilkins, awesome. Into Larry Bird and the Celtics. Kevin McHale. Muggsy Bogues, bring in the Hornets. They're on the cusp of something big. We got Randolph Keys. Horace Grant, repping the Bulls. That's pretty good. Will Perdue, sure, why not? Derek Mischievous Chivas. Brad Davis. James Donaldson. Bill Hanslick with the mustache. Jerome Lane. Oh my god, this is getting out of hand. Chris Mullen, everybody. Chris Mullen, the military flat top. Why not? Akeem Olajuwon, we talked about it. You know the significance now. This will be in the archive sometime soon. If you missed it, you can go back. Mike Woodson. LaSalle. Salvatore Thompson. I don't know. Orlando Woolridge. James Worthy, that was a good one. Happy with that. Ronnie Seekley. Alvin Robertson. Maurice Cheeks, what a get. I'm sliding out of frame. Trent Tucker, it's all happening. Nick Anderson. The Magic, just not quite there yet. Jerry Reynolds. Charles Barkley, Sir Charles, still at the Sixers. He's heading to Phoenix. Don't worry, it's going to happen. Bob Thornton. Greg Grant. Clyde the Glide Drexler, one of my favorites. Kevin Duckworth. I respect it. Jerome Kersey. Ralph Sampson. Sean Elliott rookie card. That's not bad. He's like a good B tier. Come on. Respect. Johnny Moore. You get Sean Elliott and, what do you call him? David Robinson. There's your team. Your NBA Jam team. Rod Strickland. I think they were the NBA Jam team. Steve Johnson. Blue Edwards, everybody. Blue Edwards. Theodore. Mr. Ducksworth. Quack, quack, quack. Karl Malone. Don't think about it too much. Just appreciate the playing years. John Williams. Chris Ford. That's a solid coach card. You gotta respect it. How many championships? I'm getting lost in stats now. Played on the 1981 Boston Celtic championship team and was an assistant with the 1984 and 1986 champion Celtics. You gotta respect it. Gene Littles is getting into mischief. We got doubles of Gene Littles. You know, send me a DM if you want Gene Littles. Dick Versace, everybody. Definitely not a porn name. Bill Muscleman, your 6-year-old nephew at the family barbecue. Bill Fitch, everybody. Jerry Sloan, big man for Utah. Checklist, everybody. Give it up for Checklist. We all love Checklist. Danny Ferry. Wes Unseld. Mike Dunleavy. I like those. Who was this again? Chris Morris, I forgot. Clyde Drexler, another Clyde Drexler. That rules. Look at that. See, that's a background. 1990. I was looking at one of those jam session, you know, the long, they're like a little bit too tall for your sleeves. You got to get the special sleeves. I was looking at Alonzo Mourning NBA Jam Session card. Ridiculous. Like the lamest rainbow background. Somewhere over the Alonzo. That's what I'm calling it. This is cool. This is like 1990 premium, like street art style. It's got that funky, I forget, who was that artist too that did like the patterns, sort of like your Toe Jam and Earl kind of stuff and all that. I don't know. That's a cool one. I like that one. That's really good. Old school Doritos packs. I think we had something a bit like that. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Lottery pick, Dennis Scott. He's coming to a Magic team near you. Look at that. He's is he setting a style for Penny Hardaway? You know, setting the team look with a little flat top. I like that. Listen, man. I don't know what's going on, but we got to bring back some cool hairstyles like this. Get on that, people. I'm not going to do it. It wouldn't work. Paul Westhead. Who cares? And finally, Bobby Hansen. I'm not sure. Why are these guys stragglers? Is this was there a second series? Maybe this was a second series. Some additions to the set. What do you think, everyone? Pretty good. I think we made out pretty damn good. I love these all-stars. Look at that. Joe Dumas. I mean, that rules. Moses Malone, Dominic Wilkins, Larry Bird, Muggsy Bogues, Horace Grant. We scored some gold here tonight. If you want to score some gold, make sure you hit that follow, smash that subscribe, ring the bell, get notifications for when I'm doing this. I forgot to tell anybody that I was actually doing it. This whole setup, you can't really see it. I got the 2-cam setup. It's a nightmare. I can't move. If I move slightly, the camera over here just dies. It's a nightmare. I couldn't tell anybody I was doing it. I managed to copy and paste the URL into the Discord at the very least. Didn't get it on Twitter. I don't know. You can find me on Twitter at @Hellhole. The letter T, the word Hellhole. There's nothing in between. We still call it Twitter. X is nonsense. Cut it out, Musk, you clown. The trading card arc is real and it's spectacular, and it will continue. I got all kinds of crap just waiting to be discussed, and I may even have some more unopened packets that I got my hands on. They're out there, and this time, you know, if this wasn't my favorite set, I did get a couple of packs for what is my favorite set, so we will get into that sometime soon. I'm also, you know, we got all kinds of stuff on the boil. We've got, what have we got? I don't know. I still want to get back to Kid Dracula. I'm working my way through Street Fighter 6. Vampire Survivors still has some blood that I can suck out of it. Maybe some more Chillers art. I'm kind of digging that. I'm getting into these PC games. Not traditionally a PC gamer. So that's kind of cool. All kinds of stuff going on. Who knows? We might go back to 1990X, play some more games that were appropriate to this era of the NBA, which is my favorite. Maybe it's your favorite too. Hope to see you again sometime real soon. I can't believe we've got so many good cards. I'd probably play some more NBA Jam sometime. I think that will happen. I think it has to happen. They gotta bring out a new NBA Jam. Classic players. More players. Adios, amigos. I gotta go eat some curry. I'm hungry. What time is it? I don't know. Slamming and jamming. Who wants to sex Mutombo?